believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but...
Prince called 50 a complete hypocrite, saying that if Big Meech is a snitch, then 50 is basically a cop. Ouch.
You know what's a sucker to me? A sucker is a who pick who he be fighting with.
Right.
Like if you sitting and you, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him out with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the you think you can beat.
And I called Jay Prince in the mouth. I'm saying,
He didn't say nothing to whack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street is being selective.
Jay Prince's past doesn't exactly support his case, and there are numerous facets to this. Extortion, enigmatic dice games, and even claims that he and his son were involved in other nefarious actions have all been connected to his name, alleges to have contributed to Takeoff's demise. So 50 will have plenty of material to work with if he decides to go all out and reveal Jay Prince's wrongdoing. As a matter of fact, 50 also seems to have replied to Jay Prince's purported threats on Instagram, warning everyone that he gets angry when someone attempts to play him. Is Jay Prince, however, even leaping to Big Meech's support? How did he threaten 50? Is he committing a grave error by going for the industry's pettiest man? We need to dissect this.
I'm gonna answer a few of y'all questions, then I'm gonna have to go about my business. You can see I'm just relaxing, letting God's air blow on my face in a sucker-free environment.
Just in case you were wondering, 50 Cent is still exerting pressure on Big Meech regarding those snitching allegations. Meech isn't giving up on 50, but he's not the only one acting out these days. Top 5 recently attacked the former Kingpin on social media for tagging Fifth to step in and labeling him a rat for sneaking into his direct messages in a video. He replied, "Come, 50 Cent, get this fake 60-year-old Kingpin out of my DMs before I crash out, pig screech." Naturally, 50 reacted right away and used the occasion to poke fun at Big Meech once more by reposting the top 5. 5 posted a video with the description, "I believe he was trying to borrow money from you, gangsta." When no one asked him to, Jay Prince decided to get involved in the drama, while the majority of the industry was attempting to avoid getting sucked into the conflict with Big Meech from the 1950s. Several gossip blogs claim that Jay Prince has been berating 50 on Instagram stories for supposedly leveraging Big Meech's prominence. Even though Jay Prince was not initially involved, it appears that he felt compelled to participate in the conversation. According to reports, Jay Prince quickly deleted a message that said, "Before being imprisoned, Big Meech's net wealth was above $100 million. Meech received $5 million from 50i, who allegedly used his life as leverage to make money." He now asserts that he created the BMF name. To try to calm him down, Jay Prince is also reportedly threatening to put his thugs on 50. However, 50 isn't backing down. He just clarified that no matter how hard they try, they would never be able to defeat 50. He showed everyone that he is ready for whatever comes his way, and that he won't be scared by releasing a video from training day. His caption read, "Get the message." Fans have now started mocking Jay Prince, claiming that he should avoid the spotlight because he would prefer not to be noticed by 50 and bring attention to his own questionable reputation. Jay Prince is the CEO and co-founder of Rap A-Lot Records, one of Houston's most prestigious labels, in case you were unaware. Jay Prince loves to call himself the King of Houston and promote the idea that he is the city's sole proprietor. When well-known rappers arrive in Houston, it's an unspoken rule that J. Prince serves as their unofficial security detail to make sure they arrive safely.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected.
Yeah.
Or whatnot.
Yeah, they getting tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I mean, right there you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid, and you're not using your power or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. We all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
You know
Real
what I
talk.
mean? Who want to have access to power and not use it?
However, there are many who do not trust the Protection Act in its entirety, and rumors have it that J. Prince and his son Jazz are actively engaging in extortion. If all of that wasn't dodgy enough, there have also been many reports about these dice games they conduct in Houston, where artists are said to call you up for a brief appearance. Although Takeoff's tragic demise sparked more stories, Takeoff wasn't the first person to die during one of Jazz Prince's well-known dice nights. Duke the Jeweler of Chicago had a big hit a few months before. Following Takeoff's, Quo was held accountable by many supporters who claimed that, given what had transpired with Duke the Jeweler just 2 months prior, he should have known better than to be near J. Prince and the Mafia Ties gang. Many believe that Quo ought to have stayed away from the Prince family because of all the murky rumors that surround them. The guy who is suspected of firing the gun, Patrick Xavier Clark, has been formally charged by a grand jury. The trial date has not yet been established, despite the fact that the offense was committed almost 3 years ago. Jury for Takeoffs. This is when things start to get pretty dodgy. Patrick Xavier Clark was put under house arrest and was able to obtain a $1 million bond. When November 2023 rolled around, the regulations abruptly altered, and Clark was released from home arrest, exempt from wearing an ankle monitor, and simply obliged to follow a 7:00 p.m. to 7:00 a.m. schedule. The worst thing is that, according to court filings, Clark is not allowed to contact any of the victims, witnesses, or Takeoff's family, including J. Prince Jr., because of curfew. The judge also ordered Clark not to communicate with J. Prince Sr. in any manner. The fact that someone can go from house arrest to almost being free with just a curfew is what fans are looking at, as you already know, and they are still refusing to schedule a visit date. Challenge, followed by the latest storyline advancement. The lawyer for Patrick Xavier Clark, Letitia Combs Hollins, recently told Rolling Stone that her client did not fire the shots that killed him. Clark is steadfastly defending his innocence, but she didn't stop there. She also confronted the investigators about the alleged evidence they were using against Clark, saying that the video footage and ballistics they were presenting didn't add up, and that she was ready to ruin their entire case when the trial started because someone else started the shooting. Clark, Kenan, Patrick referring back to the rumors that J. Prince arranged for rappers to play those dice games. Several prominent figures in the business have previously addressed this topic. One such figure is Wack 100, who claimed that J. Prince's son was operating a loaded dice game scam on rappers who traveled to Houston. Rolling Stone was informed by Hollins that he was trying to escape alive and was in the same predicament as Takeoff. The disagreement that erupted had nothing to do with him. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong moment when the gunfire began.
Yo, so I had a dude call me, right? And that Junior been having some going on down there in Houston, bro. We got the media team in here. So it's the inside month. Now this month, he's the one that's tied to the dude that makes the loaded dice. Right? Check the play out. All entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from J. Prince Jr. There's a whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice. Now I'm gonna talk about something. Let me see if y'all catch up with what I'm saying. The entertainer invites him in, act like he's covering for him, hanging out, everything is cool. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got 3 right, who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said, why? There was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting all them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right, boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the 3 designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against them up. In town, the entertainer, right? They say J. Prince Jr., he get 30% of whatever the take is.
100 Wack warned musicians to stay away from Jazz Prince's dice games, calling them a total scam. They also asserted that Quavo and Takeoff may have engaged in some questionable behavior that led to the whole situation that ultimately led to Takeoff's premature demise.
But entertainers, beware. With J. Prince Jr. when he talked about let's go shoot some dice, because the loaded dice crew is 3 Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice. We know Lil Cam in there because I believe somehow, some way he was caught up in the dice situation. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know what's going on, but what I do know is this: J. Prince Jr. got a whole thing that when y'all come into town. Hold on, bro. Didn't they say 5th Ward earlier that day shooting dice?
Yep. That's a fact. That word been out, Wack. That word been out. We been had that memo.
And then, so I've been getting hit all day, and it got to the point at the thing with Quavo like, that is the dice. If you're a mother artist, entertainer, and you been down there to Houston with the hosting of J. Prince Jr., and that it led you to a dice game, and you was getting hit for all your and you remember 3 by the name of Big Caprice, Wolf, and Lil Cam, y'all need to get on J. Prince Jr. bumper, because it was a lineup. Y'all need to holler at that, because his people then told me inside, they said, Wack, we the one give him the mother loaded dice.
Who goddamn Quavo was arguing with before he walked out?
I think the argument was about the dice.
He also included Lil Bowie in the drama by accusing him of being part of the dice game setup that led to Duke the jeweler's death, involving the Prince family and the incident.
Wack, that's the jeweler that got doing the Boosie dice game. Oh, yeah. So he was shooting against Boosie and he got past the loaded dice. So, His name was Duke the Jeweler. They said Boosie set him up. Now your story makes more sense. He died with all his jewelry on. Lil Cam was shooting that night when Takeoff died too. They're saying DJ Pat Bullet was a bullet that Takeoff. Also, Cam was the one shooting dice, so he had to load the dice. Now, for Boosie, they must have switched the dice up. Either they was gonna have no, Boosie was supposed to have the loaded dice, and they must have switched it, gave it to the wrong.
Now, Joss Prince quickly shut it down and denied ever knowing Duke the Jeweler when he was questioned about all of it. And he insisted that it was just hearsay, and that his dice games had nothing to do with the killings of Takeoff or the Duke.
Can y'all elaborate on dice game when it's tied to y'all?
I know people were associating me with that Duke situation because I went to the Boosie pool party. He happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to him. Truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice game.
There are more charges against J. Prince and his dubious actions, though. Although his name has been associated with extortion accusations for years, he has only recently made headlines for it. For instance, it was said that J. Prince's goons went up at the youngster's Airbnb and stole his ice chains and even the keys to his $350,000 Bentley when an NBA player was robbed in Houston in July 2020. Instead of remaining quiet, these men produced videos posted on social media depict them breaking in and posing with stolen vehicles, including a white Rolls-Royce, a white Bentley, and a white 2020 McLaren GT. As the situation became even more suspicious, the thugs demand a ransom of $30,000 to restore NBA YoungBoy's stuff, which led people to suspect that J. Prince was involved in another extortion attempt. This is due to J. Prince's Instagram post in which he disclosed that he had the keys and chains of YoungBoys and even extended an invitation for them to come retrieve them.
While we was gone, I got a call, because the little homie young boy, the place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, all that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit. Get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, man.
All good, waiting on you.
He believed that J. Prince was only trying to defraud him of additional money, but he was able to see through the antics. The young person clapped back, accusing J. Prince of being a shady figure that threatens rappers upon their arrival in Houston by using check-in as a pretext.
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy, hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you can get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your business.
J. Prince and his games, however, aren't only dull for young boys. Cameron Ma and Prince were recently chastised for allegedly lining up young guys and letting Kendrick Lamar degrade his protege Drake.
They said it exactly. You 60. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you line Young Boy NBA up, why the you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young Boy NBA turned on the this is what he said. This is what Young Boy NBA said. Rap 100 was the most disrespect. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat this shit 100. Mad disrespect. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard this. The first time Drake got into some shit, and I ain't hear you say shit to Kendrick Lamar now. Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, man? Control your...
When Jay Prince tried to force them to stop criticizing Shakur Stevenson, a New Jersey boxer who also happened to be under his management, Cam and Ma found themselves at odds with him. Jay Prince couldn't stand it and took to Instagram to provide a shrewd warning, telling people to eliminate all of Stevenson's wagers and fade all of his shots. On their platform, Cam and Mace were clear that they disapproved of Stevenson's most recent world title defense. Don't give in to the criticism and allow it to say that Jay Prince is boring. He inscribed numbers. I want to watch him. Unfortunately, it's only for a few of you haters. I'm sorry. There is proof that he has the greatest ratings of any fight on ESPN this year and has been in the top 3 ratings since 2022, as you can see. I run Shakur's business outside of the ring, so I'll fade all of his shots and take all of his bets in case any of you haters want to ratchet up your animosity on the outside. Cam and Mace, however, were unmoved by the threats and continued to criticize Jay Prince for acting like a juvenile criminal.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing, when you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your lord. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know it doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. You would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a lord, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They'll say, yo, Mace, listen. Around here, we don't send us to do nothing for us. We don't pay to handle our problems. You gotta put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up, when young started sending old niggas out, and just cause this little ignorant got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed.
Jay Prince is currently being ridiculed by people for even considering attending 50C and becoming embroiled in this Big Meech issue, considering how questionable his reputation is. 50 has built his entire career on exposing individuals, so they say that Jay Prince already has far too much questionable activity attached to his name to be out here starting a fight with him. They also say that if 50 decides to drag Jay Prince, it won't be pretty. With so much material at his disposal, from suspected extortion techniques to stories about the dice game, and knowing 50, he won't just expose Jay Prince, he'll turn it into an entire movie. That being said, What are your thoughts on G Prince's involvement in this Big Meech issue and his claimed threats against 50? Is there something wrong with him? Or do you think he's right? Please view the video that follows and leave a comment below.